the Keith Shapiro Memorial Award. So Damon's going to speak a little first.
Give me a moment. Okay. Keith was a dear friend and confidant. I can't count the number of discussions that we've had for hours and hours at a time on how to improve the blues scene, how to widen the musical taste of blues dancers, and how to improve just the quality of events that were being run way back in the day. When Keith was passionate about something, he threw himself into it wholeheartedly. He couldn't study enough about it, and certainly didn't stop talking about it. You know what I'm talking about. And he didn't stop finding ways to improve his expertise. Needless to say, we got along famously. When the nominations came in for this award, I really got choked up. And I don't mean like, hey, wow, hey, awesome. Like, I read the nominations and like tears started to, kind of like now, start welling up in my eyes. And it really was because they possessed the exact same qualities that made Keith so important to this scene. And the same qualities that made Keith so important to me. So I would like to thank everybody who's nominated and all of you for nominating these people. Thank you.
So in case you're wondering why the Keith Shapiro Memorial Award is important to us, I mean, it's not just that Keith was a great guy. He was. But he was so important to us on an organizational level. As Damon and I were getting overworked and Sarah was getting overworked, Keith was like, hey, I'll do this for you, I'll do that for you. And he never really asked for anything in return. He was just like, let me help with this, let me help with that. And we were like, yeah, we will. Why don't you come be on the board with us and do more work? Thank you. And he did. He stepped right in, and he was always willing to lend a hand. And he was such an important part of this organization for me and Damon and Sarah. And he just...
If I start crying, I can run the baby. We're starting there. So I have a very different relationship to Keith than these other two. I was at the first Cheap Thrills. I turned 16 that weekend. And that's right, I turn 26 tomorrow, by the way. Okay, so Keith would come up to guys and be like, do you know how old she is? No. You are way too old. And he would actually pick me up and physically remove me from rooms he didn't even feel I should be in. So he started dancing in South Florida, and what most people don't know is that he moved there and to get away from Kentucky, because that's what people do when they're from Kentucky. And his hobby was photography, and his tag was singular impressions, because he believed that one moment you can leave a huge impression on people. And of course, in his job, he came across some dancers who offered him a job to shoot a local dance at a college, and probably that there would be some cute girls, because that's how most people start dancing. And from that moment, he was hooked. And like Keith, it wasn't, oh, this is fun. It was, I need to learn everything about this. I need to become perfect and go to every dance you can possibly go to. And if you've ever been to Florida, you know that you have to drive 4 hours to each dance. Because let me tell you, Orlando to Fort Lauderdale, not a fun drive. Tina Davis can account for that one. So once he was in the scene for a while, he decided he wanted to learn to DJ. And it wasn't, oh, music is cool. It was, I need to learn everything about every single song in case somebody asks me about the history of this song. And I think that he took all of this passion and throughout the years put that towards eventually organizing and all of his interactions, his passion and his need and want to contribute to everything, and his stubbornness. That also helped. So I think the same goes with all of our nominees. They all possess that passion and wantingness to show everyone how awesome the scene is, how awesome the music is, how awesome everything is. So I was really excited. I was actually the only person to know who won the award ahead of time. I felt special. So I'm super excited for you all to find out.
All right, we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about our nominees for the Keith Shapiro Memorial Award, and we're going to give you a little bit more information about each of them because this is such an honor. Our first nominee is Julie Brown. And here's some things that folks said about Julie. Quite simply, Julie does everything, and with a smile. She never ceases to inspire me. I knew Keith, and even though it wasn't very well, the impact that he had on everyone around him was crystal clear. I truly believe that Julie brings a spark very much in his spirit. Someone else said, "Wow, Julie, you blow me away. You know your stuff, and then some. You really know how to touch people, even in a short period of time." Every time I take a class from Julie, I'm amazed by her knowledge and true love of the dance. Her nickname, Downtown Julie Brown, captures Julie's ability to be right in the center of where the blues scene was, is, and is developing. Her dancing often defines the way that the scene is developing, while also opening up the space for students to find their own way of expressing themselves. And then finally, I cannot overstate the amount of time and effort Julie puts into every aspect of our dance community on both the national and local levels. She keeps on finding more to give. She never fails to encourage newer members of the community, and nobody does more than Julie.
It's okay. Our next nominee for the Keith Shapiro Memorial Award is Mike, the girl, Legett, Legenthal. Here are some of the things that her nominators had to say about her. More than anyone else, Mike encourages dancers to find their own voice while remaining immersed in the blues idiom. Mike has been completely immersed in every scene in every city she's lived in and beyond, leaving a lasting positive imprint on dancers in these scenes. Even in the face of criticism from proponents of other dance forms, Mike has promoted blues dance, challenging stereotypes and helping this dance form grow into what is seen as a legitimate art form. Mike has been a consistent positive presence in the national blues scene for years now. Like Keith, she is a lover of blues music. She's an excellent DJ, and many of her classes focus on appreciating the music and truly dancing to it. Excuse me. Mike is one of the dancers I most respect and admire in our scene. As a teacher, she has shared great ideas and insights that have made drastic improvements in my dancing over the years. She has educated so many of us about better movement, better leading, following, and just plain better dancing. Bourbon. It's good for what ails you. She's always pushing the envelope with her event Into the Blues. I always leave that weekend with a renewed focus on my dancing and an appreciation for the blues dance community. Beyond being a great mover and shaker, Mike embodies some of Keith's other best qualities. Keith was a kind friend, a warm host, and welcoming to those in need of support. Mike, too, has that warmth and kindness, being particularly kind to our newest dancers.
Our third nominee for the Keith Shapiro Award is Jerry Warwick. Jerry lives and breathes his craft. He is fully involved in blues dance and all that goes with it. The great thing about Jerry is he gets excited about it. Whether it be a dance, event, or something going down he isn't even involved in. As long as it's a good spirit for blues, he's behind it. I can't think of anyone more deserving of this honor. Big man, big heart. What can I say? Jerry has by at least 13 years in this machine, and I'm forever grateful for his time. Jerry never set out to be a rock star. He's as humble as anyone could be. A ham at times, but incredibly humble. That's true. Down here in Dallas, we we affectionately call him Big Daddy. You can see his love for teaching and joy for blues music in every class he teaches, in every workshop he organizes, and in every dance he hosts. For Jerry, these aren't dances, these are parties. He's inviting you to have a good time, and he wants you to have a good time in every sense of the word. Jerry doesn't just talk the talk. I've had the pleasure of dancing in his home to live music because Jerry felt it was important that we support all the people who make the music, whether it's in his local scene, the state of Texas, or the national blues events. Jerry has always been there with a smile on his face and joy in his heart. Jerry enriches everybody's blues experience with his personality, knowledge, and giving spirit. He's an extremely well-rounded community leader, having talent in all arenas. Jerry's students from workshops around the country in the early 2000s are now teaching, DJing, and producing events themselves, which is also true.
So now the moment we have all been waiting for. The winner is Mike Legett, Legenthal.
This is twice in 1 month. I'm gonna cry in public and talk during it. Terrible idea. Again, okay. I am incredibly honored and humble and grateful. Not only for the shiny card, but to be part of this community and to have seen it to grow and to be part of that my life is so much better than I ever thought I could have been. Way off track from where I thought it was going to be, and in a much better way. And that's you guys, and that's this scene that we love and that we make. So thanks.
So that's the end of our sheet. I want to thank you all for coming to this gala that we randomly decided to put on. I hope you've all had fun and got to experience some of what we all love and kind of had journey through time with us. That's all I have to say. Oh, also, I want to thank Dee again. Your table decorations, all Dee. And there are some really hilarious stories on those little cards. And a funny story I just heard was that Brenda sat down right in front of a card that's about her. Completely unknowing that she was doing that. It's blues karma. So thank you all very much. Oh, one more thing. Corey Ray, back there. Corey put together our beautiful presentation and made sure all of us performer folk had the right song to dance to, and has been playing you beautiful music to dance to all night. So can't, by any means, we couldn't have done this without you. Thank you, Corey. Okay, one more thing, So we're gonna have the floor open and the photo booth open. Oh, hey, you know why else Mike Legenthal was awesome? She made that beautiful backdrop for us. She gave up playing with the boys upstairs, whatever that means, to make that beautiful backdrop for us in the cold basement. So please take your pictures in front of it. Braden has his fancy photo booth thing that he's gonna be setting back up again shortly. And it'll be, in 5 minutes, it'll be up all weekend for your own camera-ing action. After this, folks are headed to Beale on Broadway. Kim Massey plays there every Thursday night. So enjoy the rest of the evening, and then we'll see you at the bar. Did I forget anything else, really? Okay, we're really done now. Thanks, guys.